Guys, if you're anything like me, you've been dissecting the new Last Jedi trailer, and I personally believe that it is full of a ton of misdirection and things that quite frankly confuse me. One of the things that's in there is Luke coming out of the rubble, seemingly from when his temple was destroyed. Does this mean that Kylo Ren beat him in battle and left him for dead on that planet? Well, let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is The Den of Nerds. Hey, real quick, if you love Star Wars, you're gonna want to subscribe to this channel. I'm dropping all sorts of Star Wars videos as we head towards The Last Jedi. Oh, and shout out to DBZ2002 who got the nerd card question correct on my Black Panther video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Marvel things, so shout out to you. There will be another nerd card question at the end of this video. As I've said before, this trailer used a lot of editing for misdirection, which I actually think is a good thing because it kind of keeps us confused. I don't want to know the entire plot of The Last Jedi before I go into it. However, some of the edits that they made have really confused me and put some questions out there that kind of irk me a little bit. Now, this is just one of those questions. I've been talking to a lot of my friends that are into Star Wars, and they think that Ben Solo literally beat Luke Skywalker, destroyed the temple, and left him for dead in the rubble. And you really can't blame them for thinking this. This is the exact impression I got when I watched the trailer. It's the way they edit it together. It seems so wild. And he's talking about the power and how he didn't fear it enough before. Very, very crazy. So I want to break this down because I actually do not believe that is what is happening, and I actually have some evidence to support my claim. So let's get right into it. Now, the Academy itself and what happened is one of the things that Star Wars fans have been trying to figure out ever since The Force Awakens. It's a point of contention in the fandom. We're theorizing. We don't have all the answers, but a lot of pieces to this puzzle have already been established. Number one, in Bloodline, we know that it is revealed that Leia and Luke's parents are Anakin Skywalker, who became Darth Vader. That becomes public knowledge, and it ruins the political career of Leia. It also forces her to go send a message which she desperately hopes will reach her son Ben Solo and her brother Luke before the rumor just gets out to him on his own. She makes mention that Ben is off with Uncle Luke training. She's not exactly sure where they are at, and she regrets not telling her son about his connection to Darth Vader. She actually hates the idea of him hearing it from someone else, possibly a stranger. And we know that that is actually what forced Kylo to be turned. Him finding out that he is related to Darth Vader is a big deal, and it's what causes his turn. Also, the turn of Kylo Ren is the cause for Luke Skywalker's exile. Luke feels responsible for this and also put a lot of faith into Kylo, actually thinking that he, not his father, is the chosen one. I don't think that Luke was there at all when Ben Solo A, found out about his connection to Darth Vader, and B, burned the entire temple down. If you listen to what Han Solo tells Finn and Rey in The Force Awakens, he actually says very specifically that one boy, an apprentice, turned against him and destroyed it all, referring to the new Jedi and the new generation of Jedi that Luke was training. So he doesn't say that he turned against Luke, beat Luke, and destroyed everything. He just says that he destroyed everything. And I think that what actually happened was Luke was off-world, and he comes down and finds his temple burned to the ground. Number one, the two shots in the trailer, one where Luke is busting out and two where he is beside R2-D2 dropping to his knees, I think are actually in the reverse order that they happen in the film. I believe that the reason he's standing next to R2 is because he has just landed, and R2 of course would have been on his X-Wing with him and then left and literally rolled next to his master. I mean, think about it. Would R2 just be chilling with Luke Skywalker if Luke had just fought off people that were trying to burn down the temple, or, you know, was running around to try to save people? I'm not so sure. The fact that they are just standing next to each other and Luke drops to his knees really makes me believe that they just got off the X-Wing and he's looking at the devastation for the very first time. That's why he's shocked. That's why he falls to his knees. Also, this shot of him busting out, I believe, is him actually retrieving the books and the relics that he had been gathering during his time building up the new academy. And if you look at the images, the close-up images of those very same books that are with him on Ahch-To, you can see clearly that they are singed and burned. So I think what happens is Luke lands, sees the devastation, then decides he has to go into the fire to retrieve what he can, and he grabs it all and then takes it into the exile, leaving R2 behind with a message, which of course will have that part of his map. It's also possible that Luke was there when Ben Solo found out about the connection to Vader, but he decides to go off-world to perhaps send some sort of message or meet with somebody with regards to what is happening in the galaxy now that they know about his connection to Vader. He might have put too much faith in Ben Solo's ability to deal with the trauma of being connected to Vader and left him there only to come back with his temple destroyed. That to me would really be a reason that Luke could feel responsible for the destruction of the temple, if he saw it as a possibility that Ben would turn, but then didn't really believe that he was capable of doing it and left. We also know that Snoke plays some kind of a role in the turn of Ben Solo, but we don't know the extent of that, and it's very likely that he was just whispering in his ear telepathically with the Force. I'm curious to know if Luke Skywalker was aware of Snoke's presence, and if Snoke had actually been trying to reach out to him as well. But that pretty much wraps up this video. I do not believe that Ben Solo bested Luke Skywalker and left him for dead. I think that at that point in time, Luke was still way stronger than Kylo Ren, even if now in the Last Jedi time period, Kylo is much stronger, because you have to remember, it's been about 6 years since that turn. Luke's just been, get off my lawn mode, just grumpy, and Kylo has been training with Snoke and is actually going to have his training completed either in The Last Jedi or before that film starts. So let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Do you think I'm onto something here? Do you still think it's possible that Ben Solo beat Luke Skywalker and left him for dead? What do you think about some of the evidence I brought up? I would love to have a conversation with you guys about this in the comment section. Alright, let's check that nerd card really quickly. I want to know, what was the name of the evil Luke Skywalker clone from the Timothy Zahn book in the 90s? What was the name of that clone? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!